Hello coders, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to build a basic weather app where you'll be able to type a location, say Germany, and when you will search, you will get the weather of that particular place. Or by default, it will be showing us the weather of Mumbai, and also it will show the humidity and the wind speed as well. So we're going to build this using APIs and all. So let's get started. So for this, we have some assets which I have already collected, and I have already filled some of the code here so that we can save some time. And I have already showed you how to add this link tag and how to create all this file in my previous video. So we will directly go to coding this time. So here we go. So let us first create our HTML structure. So first it will be a div with class main container. Main container. Inside this main container, first of all, we'll be having our search bar. So I'll give it a div with class name search bar. Inside this search bar, we'll have our search input first. So input, I'll give it a class of search input, and we'll close it. And after the input, there will be a search icon, which you might already seen there in the page here, this icon. So for this, we'll have one div first with class search icon. Inside this search icon, we'll have our font awesome icon. So in order to get our font awesome icon, we have to import this from the CDN. So let's search font awesome CDN. So go to this website. Here you will be able to see the links. So I'll be copy the link tag from here, and I'll go to my VS Code and I'll paste it here, not here, in the above, inside the head. So we have our CDN here. Now we can have our icons here. So it will have class fs fa, and this will be search. So we can do one thing. We can make it live using live server, so that we can see it building up. Okay, here it is. So you can see we can do this like this. So here is our HTML, how it looks right now, but with time it will get better. So stay tuned. So after this search bar, we have our weather container. So I will take one div and we'll give it a class weather container. And inside this div, first of all, we'll have our weather icon, div here class weather icon, and inside this weather icon, we'll have our image tag, which will be the images of clouds and all. Image with class image weather icon image weather icon image weather icon img. And also I'll give it alt of the same thing, just I'll copy this, better type, just copy and paste it here. And for now src, I will just put some static for now, clear, and close it. So you can see the image here. So after the image, we will have our temperature. So for that, I'll take one div here. I will give it a class temp, or temperature I will give. For here, I will keep now one. Then in order to type degree, there is one, it is not present in our keyboard, so there is one way to print it here. So the way is hold alt and type 0176. So you can see it appears here, and you have to type in the number section that number. Okay, so that's it. And after that, we'll have our city class city name. Inside the city, let us give it name, static name for now, Mumbai. So yeah, this part is for our weather container. Now we will have our weather info, like div with class weather info. Inside this weather info, we'll have two informations, that humidity and wind speed. So for that, we have our first div with class humidity. Inside this, we'll have one icon, which will be a font awesome. The icon will be with class fa first will be tint, then close it. You can see now after this there will be one div which will be with class humidity details, and inside this humidity details we'll have one span. First here will show the percentage. For now I'll give it static 60%, and here it will be a p which will tell what is it, humidity. So you can see here it looks very ugly now, but with time you will see it will look better. So same thing, same container we'll be having for wind speed as well. So we'll copy this. I just need to change the classes. So here it will be wind speed, then here I will change it to wind, and then here it will be wind speed detail, wind speed details. And for now I will keep it like 60 km per hour, then it will be wind speed. Yeah, that's all HTML we need here. Now we'll move on to CSS part. So I've already imported some font which have, and how you have to do it has been already shown in my previous video, so you can go to my previous video and check how to import. And also I have imported the Roboto here. So now we'll start with body. Here in the body, first of all I will make it a flex box, this small box. So I'll give it a background which I already have selected. So you can see here for body I have already selected some colors here, so a bit darker. Then here I will give it a height of 100 VH and width of 100 VW. It will cover whole of the screen. And then I will give it a display property flex, then justify content. I want to make everything at center and align item center. So that's it for our body. Now after that we'll style our main container. Here in the main container, so first of all we'll give it some height and width. Height will be of so actually the height will be auto. Just I want to change the width. Width will be 400 pixel. Then it will have some padding of 20 pixel, and we'll need to change the background of this card as well, so which I have already selected. I will provide you all these details along with the resources, so don't worry. So here is our background color, which is a linear gradient. Now after this we have to give it some border radius of, let's say, 10 pixel. Then a bit of box shadow which will be of 0 pixel and 0 pixel, 10 pixel, RGBA which will be 0, a bit black, it will be of 0.1. So there is a very little shadow, it is there just for shadow effect, but there is some typo here, you can see. Yeah, it's fine now. Now after this we have to style the search bar. In case of search bar, first of all I will select height, but here height is not required. I will give it a margin top of 20 pixel and the margin bottom of 20 pixel. Yeah, 20 pixel. Then after this margin we have to make it a flex box so that all these icons and this input box get aligned with the UI. And I cannot see the icon here. Is there something wrong? So search, yeah, sorry, I missed this icon here. Now after this margin top I will make it a flex box, so I'll give it a property display flex. Then as we already do, like align item center, justify content with center, then we'll give a gap of 20 pixel and width of 100, so that it can cover all of this part. Width will be 100%. So that's all CSS for sidebar. Now after this sidebar, search bar, we'll be styling our search input dot search input. Here in search input, first of all, I would like to give it a padding of 10 pixel, then border radius of 18 pixel, then width will be 100%, and height will be also 100%. Then I'll remove that black border from here. It really looks bad, so I'll give it a 0 pixel border. Then I will give it a bit of box shadow, which will be for 0 pixel, then 2 pixel, 4 pixel, RGBA 0 0 0, and it will be 0.6. So you can see a little bit of shadow is there, so which is for this one. So that's it for search input. It looks better now. Now we'll move on to search icon dot search icon. Here first of all I would give the height and width. So width will be of 45 pixel and height will be of 36 pixel. So, and the border, I want to give it a border 0 pixel, but it is not getting applied here. So let me check what's wrong. Search icon, search icon, search icon. Here it is, search icon. But the problem is that it should not be div, it should be a button. That's why it's not looking better. It should be a button. So you can see it looks like now button. So after this I would like to give it a border radius of let's say 50%, because I want to make it a circle. So yeah, it looks perfect now. And now the last thing left is the box shadow. So box shadow, it will be same as this, so I'll just copy paste here. So yeah, that's it for our sidebar, sorry, search bar. So now we'll move on to our weather container. Weather container, yeah, I mean this one, weather container. Just copy it and paste it here. So first of all, here I would like to give it a display flags, as I want to bring all these at the center. So let's start with display flags, align item, center, and also want to give it a flex direction of column and justify content center. Yeah, it looks better now. And also it will have some margin at the bottom, or yeah, just give margin at the whole side to 20 pixel. So after this margin, and I also want to change the color of the text. So color will be white. So yeah, it's better now. Now after this weather container, now we have our weather icon. So we'll style our weather icon. In the weather icon, there's nothing much to give, so it looks well to me. So I will skip this one. I will move on to the temperature. So temperature, here it is. You can see this is the temperature. So in case of temperature, I will just increase the font size to 80 pixel so that it get highlighted more, and font width bold. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for temperature. It looks pretty good to me. So after this temperature, I will style the city name. So in the city name, I will change the font size to, let's check 18 pixel. How does it look? Let's increase it to 30 pixel. So yeah, it's better. Font size 30 pixel. Then I want to give it some kind of margin top of not much, but 10 pixel, and also of margin bottom, so that it gets some space at the bottom as well of 10 pixel. So yeah, it looks better now, this weather container. After the city name, now let's move on to our weather info. So weather info, in case of weather info, what I need to do is make them flexbox and justify content want to give it a space around, okay. And also it's by info, not in fee, it's info, that's why it's not reflecting there. So now you can see it's reflecting fine there. And also I want to give the color, text color white, and align item center, yeah. And also it looks too much of uh, populated, so I want to give some of margin top of 10 pixel and margin bottom of 10 pixel. So yeah, it looks better now. Now we have to design, we have to make better this part, this box. As you can see, it really looks not that good. So for that we'll select that class, which is, as we already assigned, that is humidity. So yeah, humidity. And also one more, which is wind speed. As there will be same CSS applied to both of these containers, so I'll select both of this at the same time, wind speed. Here what I will do, I'll make them a flex box first, display flex, then yeah, it's really looks great. And I'll give align item of center, yeah, it looks better now. And I will give it a gap of 20 pixel. So 20 pixel is too much, so let's give it a 15 pixel will be better, okay. So and also I want to give it a justify contain of inside, yeah, center. So yeah, now this looks better now. So last thing left is that also we have to increase the size of this icon as well, which will be determined by our I'll give it one more class like data icon, so that the same CSS need not to get repeated. So I will apply the same CSS in the same class for both of it. So here font size will be 20 pixel. Let's check how much it is. 20 pixel, we can increase it 25, yeah, 25, it's better now. And also want to give it a color, yeah, it's already looks good, no need to give any other color here. So yeah, it's better now. Now last thing which need to be fixed here is this need just little bit of space here. Increase the font size a bit, so it looks better this way as well. So it's your choice, you want to give it a some kind of style or what. Just let me show you. Humidity details and wind speed details. So try to repeat, if you can copy, just need to change wind speed. So yeah, here what need to is just make it a flex box. Then we have our flex direction, which need to be column, yeah. And we'll give a font size of 15 pixel, yeah. That's it. I think that's enough CSS. Now we can move on to JavaScript part. Let us work on the functionality. So as I already told you, I have set up my API, which is required to fetch the weather data. I have made a separate file to store my API keys so that it doesn't get exposed, and I have used export and import module here. So let me show you the API part, how you can get the API. So just go to browser and search OpenWeather, then you will get this website, and create your account and go to APIs. And when you will create your account, you will get your API data in your API keys here. You will get your API data here, okay. And after instantly creating this, it takes a bit of time to make the API work. So when you create, once you will fetch data, it will show that it will show 401 error, which means just to confirm your email, it will take 1 to 2 hours and it will work. So just wait. And what I've used this API, and the parameter that I have sent is from this API, where you can see that you can set like you equal to city name and all these things and all. So I've used this to both of it. You can check that here and make your account and use this APIs and all, and you will go through the doc, then you will know how to use it. So yeah, let's move on to our project here. So yeah, so now let us start our script part here. So let us import our config file first. So import import from dot config.js. Now here what we have our API key and we have API URL. Okay, so these two things we need. Now after importing, we will select all the elements that required and required to get data and get updated. So first will be const search input. So all this we have to get input from here, we have to add event listener here, and we have to update all these images and this data here. So let us start from the search input. Search input will be equal to document dot query selector, which will be equal to dot search icon. As you can see here, we have our search input, so just paste it here, search input. So same way we have to do it for the other as well. So after this save input, we have save icon and change this name to icon. After save input, we have our image, which is in this one. Just need to select the class, don't forget to add the class. Okay, this is not button, it should be alt. Okay, sorry, that was a typo. So select this one and paste it here. So this is our weather icon image, weather icon img, just that's enough. Now after this one, we have our temperature. Why to type, just copy, if we can just copy and paste, and this will be temperature element. Then, or you can say, yeah, temperature element. Then we have, after temperature, we have our city name. So city name, I'll give it a city name in camel case. And after city name, we have two more, that is humidity and wind speed. City name el. Then we have our humidity el, which will be this one. Wind speed details, inside this wind speed detail we have our span, so we will be targeting this one. So how we need to do, just look at it carefully. After this class, just add that span. Okay, same thing for this one. It's not wind speed, wind speed should be here, and here will be wind speed el. Here it will be humidity, it will be humidity. Yeah, that's all element we need here. Now let us create our function, which will in turn fetch our weather and show it here. So the name of that function I will give will be check weather. So, and it will be async function, as it will call an API. So here it is, async function name check weather, and we'll sending a city here as props. Now in the city, we'll use this city to fetch data from this API. So this API is in this function. Now I will use a try catch block, I mean. So in this block, first of all, I will create a constant variable response, which will store the response coming from this API, and I will use await here, async await, as you can see, and I will be using fetch to fetch the data from the API. So, and inside this fetch, I will use backticks, which is a string literals. Here, first of all, we have to put the URL, and as you can see in at the end of it, we have to represent the name here, name of the city. For that purpose, I will be using this city coming as a prop in this function. And after this city, there is one more term which need to be added here. So yeah, you can see we already have added unit metric here, which is metric view. We can see there is a lot of view, so use this metric view. After the city, I have to add few terms, which will be the selection of API. So app ID will be equal to, I will give our API key here. We have to send our API key here. So that's it. It will give the required response we need. So we have to call this function and send a city, and we'll log this one to check if it is working or not. So log response. Okay. So, and for it to work, we have to call it somewhere in this script. So what city I'm going to send it first? Let us type Germany. Save. Now let us inspect and check our console. Reload. Actually, why it's not working? Because we haven't added the script tag here. So let us add that script tag, and it will be type module, as you are exporting data from one page to another. So the type will be module, and here source will be script.js. Yeah, that's it. Now it will work. Now let's reload. Yeah, you can see our response is here. So now what is the response? Yeah, it's okay, true, it's working fine. Now let us fetch the data from the response. Now what I will do, I will set another variable, that is data. Actually, if only if the response is there, response is fine, then only we'll run this. If as you can see, as you have already seen that it's some data like, it shows data like this one, response okay, okay true means it is, the request is fine. So what we can do here, we can put some conditions like, if response dot okay is not there, then it should return, and not return, it will throw an error, and it will say city name, city not found, which means that our city we have typed here is wrong, or that city doesn't exist, then it will give this error. Okay, so and this error will be catched by this catch block. Okay, so now let's move on to next. So if this is the case, then we'll create one. If it is okay, then we'll create one more variable here to store the data. Data will be equal to, it will be a await, and I will be taking it as a JSON data. So let's check if data is available or not. So reload, yeah, we are getting the data. It's working perfect. So today you have learned how to fetch data using APIs. So you can use this in your other projects as well. So we'll be using this data to update all this. So first of all, let us update our city name. So city name dot text content will be equal to, so from where we'll get the city name. So you will see here the name, it is already there. So just you need to data dot name. Yeah, so yeah, you can see this got updated. So yeah, it's working fine. Now after the city name, what I want to update is the temperature here. Dot same text contain will be equal to, so where will you find this data now? So go to this and go to main. So you will be see this the temperature, but it is in 2 decimal points, so we have to round it off. Okay, so how to round it? Just all these backticks here. Inside here we have some method like math dot round. It will round it off, and what it should round is that in the data dot main dot ten. Yeah, so yeah, you can see, and also we have to add the degree Celsius. So as I already told you how to add degree Celsius, so just press alt, type 0176, then yeah, that's it. So you can see the temperature is here. Now after this temperature, we will be updating our humidity element, this one. So here humidity element dot text content will be equal to, so from where will you get this humidity? Same thing, we'll get this from main. As I already shown you, inside this main we have our temp, humidity, and for wind speed we'll have our wind here. This is the speed, this is the wind speed, and also in order to get our cloud percentage, we'll get it from here. So and according to that we'll create our image here. So humid contains, it will be like data main, then it will be like this one, humidity. So as you can see in the main we have this humidity. Okay, sit here. After the humidity, as you can see, we need to give some kind of percentage here. So I will be using backticks string literals. Now here it will be a percentage. So yeah, it looks really great. Now after this one, I will be updating this wind speed, wind speed element dot text contain will be equal to, now here the wind speed is hidden somewhere. As I already showed, this is the wind. So what we have to do, data, this also has to be wrapped inside this backticks, which is string literal. So and I will give it a kilometer per hour. You can see here, and it should not be humidity, it should be speed, and it should be wind. Yeah, so yeah, it's really working perfect right now. So now the last thing which we have to update is this image. So and what we'll do, we'll just select this one first, and we'll update the source of this one, RC. Now as we don't have that function which assign these images, so for that I'll be creating that image here right now. So the name of the function I want to give it is function with get weather image, and here I'll be sending our cloudiness, not cloudly, it should be cloudiness. Okay, so we'll be using this cloudiness to show the image as per the cloud percentage. Okay, so here first if block will be if cloudiness is greater than 80%, it means it will be returning a image which is be showing that it is cloudy. So dot assets slash clouds cloud dot png, as we have as I have already stored the assets here. You can see this one, clouds. I'm using this cloud and for clear drizzle mist. Okay, so yeah, let's do it. So if it is more than 80%, it will be showing this one. For now I'll just make it a static. Okay, so and there will be other conditions as well. If else if, like if else, now here I will put a conditions which will be less than, not if else, it will be else if. Okay, so if it is greater than 50, then it will return another image, just copy paste, and it will be drizzles. You can see what drizzle here, drizzles dot png, not drizzles, drizzle. Okay, let me check if it is working or not. Yeah, it's working fine. So in first condition 50, then second it should be 20. If it is greater than 20, then it will show mist, and if it is greater than 5, it will show clear. Okay, and at the end by default it will be showing clear. Okay, so it will be returning on the basis of this cloudiness. Okay, so which will be assigning it here, and how will come to know how much cloud it is there, what is the cloudiness, here it is. So it will show the percentage of cloud available there. So I will be assigning directly from here. We'll be sending this cloudiness as like this, data dot clouds dot all. Yeah, that's it. It's working fine for Germany, as we are sending a Germany now. If I make it Mumbai, so you can see, yeah, it's working fine. It's cloudy. So now what we have to work on is this input and this button. So we have to work on this click event now. So let us select our button and add event listener to that button. So for that, let us select our search icon dot add event listener, and it will be a click event. So when we click on it, we'll run this function. Inside this function, I'll create one variable which will store the city that we're sending from the input, like this one, const city will be equal to, just we'll select this search input. We'll be creating a variable here in order to store the city that we have typed in the input. So to do it, the variable will be city. Here we'll be getting it from the input as we have selected, search input dot value dot trim. So we'll be getting this city from the input. Now if city is available, if we'll be using if else here, if there is city, then it will run this function check weather, and we'll send the city here. And if it is not available, then I'll give it an alert that please enter a city name. Please enter a city name. Not need to give this. Okay, So let's check if it is working or not. I will type Germany search canary property of trim. Okay, here it will be value. So yeah, now let's type Germany search. Yeah, it's working really fine. And yeah, if there is no entry, so I'll keep this. By default it will be Mumbai. If we don't select or we reload, by select it will be showing the weather of Mumbai, and whenever whatever you will type, whatever, let's say Kolkata, then search, yeah, it shows the weather of Kolkata, whatever you want to put. Some, yeah, it's working really fine. So that's it. That's what I want to show you today. I hope you like it, and if you like, if you like it, then please press thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And please, you can give feedback about the video, what videos you want and what kind of content you want, and how I can improve my videos. So yeah, really thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.